Previously on Queens of Mystery.
This is a private viewing, Finton.
My deal with Cox means that work by my best students will be exhibited for my lifetime.
This is state censorship.
I want Kane in chains.
Did you go out to dinner with me?
10 grand. Cash.
You seem to have developed quite the knack for uncovering lost masterpieces.
He knows. I'll deal with him.
Finton, you're going cook. She's definitely onto something.
Before our young lives end. It's an acronym. That's Finton Boyle's skull she's smashing.
An extraordinary new work by Keith Kane.
So what do you all think?
Robert Cox has just sped off in his sports car. A cat's gone herring after him.
Did Cox get away or was he taken? Don't look now, but I think someone over there is watching the gallery.
Stone.
I've found Robert Cox, sir.
What's his condition?
To be honest, he's looked better.
The murdered art collector and sometime getaway driver, Robert Cox, had the raw, unsettling look of a Francis Bacon. An artist he'd, coincidentally, once bought a near-perfect fake of.
Blunt force trauma to the head. Looks like he was bludgeoned to death.
What about the cash?
It's just for show.
A nod to the heist, perhaps?
There's no visible blood splatter surrounding the body, so I suspect he was positioned here sometime after death. Lab reports back on Finton Boyle. Okay, that's unexpected.
What is?
Toxicology report shows high levels of LSD.
Finton Boyle was tripping when he was murdered.
It appears so.
When I first spoke to Boyle, he was complaining about the taste of a drink he'd been given by Yitao.
You think it was spiked?
Maybe. Beth and Jane saw her get rid of something in the river. And her video art is of her smashing a fake version of Boyle's skull with a sledgehammer.
Foster, find this Yitao woman and bring her in for questioning.
Yes, sir.
Carry on, Sergeant.
Any progress on Finton Boyle's will?
We're waiting for his solicitor to send us a copy. I'll chase it.
We need to find out if he'd written Vanessa Mills out of it already or if she's still a beneficiary. After all, Cox and Boyle were shortchanging her in the divorce, and now both men are dead. I better head her off before she contaminates the scene. Let me know when you've got Yitao at the station. Please don't come any closer. What were your movements last night from 6 p.m. onwards?
I locked up at 7. Keith came back here. We ate. I dropped him off at the pub around 11.
Tell me about your relationship with Keith Kane.
Our relationship? Keith and I have been great friends for over 20 years, but it's never been physical, if that's what you mean.
Were you aware that your ex and Robert Cox had agreed a side deal?
For the Boyle collection? I knew it. Scheming, thieving scumbags. God rest their souls. How much?
Mr. Cox paid an additional $2 million into Mr. Boyle's Swiss bank account.
So much for legacy and art.
I thought you might need a cup. So, are we all in grave danger?
From now on, there'll be a police presence at Egda and the pub. You'll be safe.
Good to know.
Where were you last night?
Here, with Kane until about 7, then I had dinner back at the pub.
Anyone verify that?
E10. We ate together. Then I went up to my room at closing time.
Alone? I may still need to bring you in for further questioning. Excellent tea.
Should be. The boss is a big drinker. Assam, Darjeeling. It's a bit of a problem.
Where is Mr. Kane?
I haven't seen him yet.
Is that normal?
Oh, sure. Yeah, he's a night owl.
Thanks for the brew. Oh. Duty calls. Finton Boyle had LSD in his system when he died. But you knew that because you spiked his drink and were seen disposing of evidence.
Seen by who?
So you admit to drugging him?
I'm not admitting anything.
Spiking someone's drink with a Class A drug is punishable by up to 13 years in prison. So you'd better start cooperating with me.
If I have done something like that, it might be to make him look a fool at a big event for leaving me out of his collection.
Did being left out make you angry?
Sure. But you know, not enough to kill him.
Did you clash with Robert Cox?
Never. We barely knew each other.
So, unlike with Finton Boyle, there's no video art of you doing anything violent to him?
No. And that was a joke. To get back at Finton for being a bully.
How did you know you weren't part of the Boyle collection? Did he tell you?
I nicked his catalogue.
Do you still have it?
Not exactly.
So, who would want Robert Cox dead? Our mystery lady?
She needs a name.
Jane Doe.
Does it have to be Jane?
I don't make the rules.
The trouble is Jane Doe could be halfway to Timbuktu by now.
So, we let the police worry about her for the time being. Who's next?
Yitao? She's been acting very suspiciously.
But I never noticed any animosity between her and Cox. Did you?
Una Lowe. After you sped off in hot pursuit of Robert Cox, she came up to us and was being a bit weird.
She seemed to know something.
Matilda.
Hi.
You've got in your hair.
Oh.
Here.
As Daniel gently picked rubbish from Matilda's hair, he couldn't help but wonder if he wasn't making a mess of his life.
I was just following up on a clue.
So, I'm done examining the scene.
I found fragments of moss and wood in the wounds on the back of Robert Cox's head.
From the murder weapon?
Possibly. Looks like he was hit with a heavy branch or a log.
Something the killer picked up off the ground?
Seems likely. I put time of death between 6 and midnight, and then the body was moved to the gallery some hours after that. And Natasha picked the... Hi.
Are you still at the gallery?
I am, but I'm nearly done.
You'll get to the gym this afternoon, then?
That's my plan.
You mean our plan? I went before surgery. Shame my patient didn't. Oops, gotta go. Kiss, kiss.
Kiss, kiss. Okay, then. Good luck in there.
Thanks. It's not recyclable.
Stone.
Sir?
The mastermind behind the Ballings heist.
What about them?
She was a woman, Stone.
Great art gives meaning to a world devoid of certainty. The Lowdown Gallery gives context to that art.
It says here, Una Lowe owns only 20% of the shares in her gallery. The business records show the rest belongs to Anderson Arts International, which has registered its address as a P.O. box in Panama. No, there's no website for it either.
The shell company.
I'll install some optical character recognition software, then scan the database of leaked offshore company papers and see if the name turns up.
I was going to suggest that.
Same.
Have a look at the mugshots. Is it her?
It's different. She's aged a lot since then.
10 years in maximum security will do that to you.
Yes. That's the woman who was at the gallery, sir.
According to this report, the getaway driver, who we now know to be Robert Cox, who went by the alias Aussie Barry, was the only member of the gang who wasn't caught after an anonymous tip-off to the police.
Blew the whistle on the others and kept the cash for himself. Guess he missed the memo about honour among thieves.
And now Tanya here has got her revenge.
Look what I found, sir.
Oh, here we go. The shell company was set up by Mr. Barry Anderson, whose contact address is in Sydney.
Another Australian. I'm thinking Barry Anderson and Robert Cox are one and the same.
I doubt it's a coincidence.
I mean, secretly owning a posh London art gallery is a great place to launder a serious amount of cash.
And having someone respectable like Una Lowe fronting it makes sense.
No wonder she was so nervous when he was wanted by the police.
Where are you going?
To tell Matilda.
Look at the signature.
Krasner. Surely no one would destroy an original. This has to be a fake. Contact the Art and Antiques unit and find out.
Oh, for goodness sake.
What exactly is going on here?
I told her she needed to wait.
And I told him I have important information regarding the investigation. So Jane did her, techie thing and discovered that Una's gallery is owned by some shady businessman from down under called Barry Anderson, which we suspect is an alias used by Robert Cox.
Ozzy Barry?
We think Cox has been laundering money from the heist through the gallery.
The forged Krasner. I found what looked like a Krasner cut up in the bin behind Egda. I've just had confirmation it's a fake.
Una gave me this. She said she'd uncovered some long-lost abstract expressionist pieces. Now, Krasner was one of the leading artists of that movement.
Okay, so Cox knowingly buys fakes from Una, pays as if they're the real thing, then takes the clean cash out through his share of the gallery profits.
Ka-ching.
I need to speak to Una. Terry, you're in charge of tracking down Tanya Shaw.
I'm all over it.
This was absolutely the sort of big city policing PC Foster dreamed of.
What do you want me to do?
Nothing. Inspector Thorne will have me on desk duty if he finds out you've been helping me again. Okay. What's the matter? And the truth this time, please.
I invited Annie to the opening of the gallery, and she didn't show.
Oh, I'm sorry, Aunt Cat.
You can hardly blame her. I've been a lousy mother.
Not to me, you weren't.
Well, I had some help, kid.
Catching up on some work?
The Lowtown Gallery doesn't run itself.
Or fund itself. Was it difficult finding someone willing to bankroll you?
I managed. I'd made good contacts working in the London art world.
You mean like your gallery's actual owner, Barry Anderson? Or should I say Robert Cox?
I was going to tell you, honest.
What? How you're involved in money laundering and forgeries? Oh, and by the way, I found the Krasner you tried to get rid of.
It's basically impossible for someone like me to break into this industry. Grafted my whole life. No silver spoon. Cox offered me my dream when no one else would. Rest of the gallery's above board. The fakes, just for him, once in a while. Where's the harm in that?
The harm? You helped a bank robber wash millions in stolen cash.
I didn't know how he got his money.
You'd have to be naive or negligent not to suspect it was dirty, and I'm pretty sure you're neither, Una.
He seemed legit to start with. Then things changed. If I'd have told you all, I'd have lost everything.
Must be a relief he's dead, then.
I never said that.
Well, right now, the Arts and Antiques unit are raiding your gallery, and your assets have been frozen while they investigate. Being mixed up in money laundering and forged art is serious.
Okay, so if you had to guess, who do you currently think the killer is?
Guessing, as Sherlock Holmes said, is a shocking habit destructive to the logical faculty. No, I'm not doing it.
Oh, come on, live a little.
Oh, that might be a customer. You're in charge of the Venn diagram.
Do I have to be? You know, me and maths don't exactly see eye to eye.
Hello. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Revenge.
Oh.
But they took that away from me.
What's wrong?
I still can't get a hold of Keith. He probably just forgot to set an alarm. I'll head over to the hotel.
I'll come with you.
Why, do you think something's happened to him?
No, but best we check. I'll drive. You never mentioned you were on Boyle's course at Penny Smith's.
Just for a year. I dropped out. I couldn't afford the fees.
Shame. I really liked your self-portrait in the Boyle collection catalogue.
Thanks. I only found out yesterday. I was surprised to be included.
Do you still paint?
Funnily enough, I'm thinking of getting back to it.
Terry?
Okay, so the good news is I found Tanya Shaw.
You have? Where?
Well, that's the bad news. She's currently at Murder Inc. talking to your Aunt Jane.
Can you check on Kane yourself?
Murder Inc., how can I help you?
Aunt Beth, it's me.
Hey, Matty.
Where's Jane?
With a customer.
That's not a customer, that's Tanya Shaw, the ex-con who masterminded the Ballings bank heist.
Whilst Beth Stone was against criminals in general, she was very much in favour of women smashing glass ceilings. So Tanya Shaw's noteworthy contribution to an area so dominated by men impressed her.
I'll go check.
Aunt Beth? Beth! They're still inside?
Yeah.
Okay, guard the door.
This one is very escapist.
Ah, Matty, I was about to call you back. I just made Tanya a cup of tea.
Thank you.
Cheers, Leroy.
Excuse me, it's Kat, right? Detective Sergeant Stone's aunt.
Yeah, among other things.
You haven't seen Keith Kane, have you?
Nope.
Okay. Could you pass a message on to your niece for me? It might be important.
Yeah, go on then.
Tell her Kane is not in his room, and it doesn't look like he slept there last night.
Okay.
Keith Kane's gone missing again. So this disappearance makes him a suspect or a potential victim?
Kane will outlive us all, guaranteed it. And don't forget his Am I Art graffiti tag.
That's a bit self-incriminating.
Or it's a clever double bluff.
Well, I know a way to find out.
Oh, I've got a lead on that vehicle that rammed into Terry and Robert Cox. Right.
Chromatography.
Tanya, we know you came to Wildmarsh looking for this man.
Life's hilarious, isn't it? I wanted to kill him for such a long time. But someone got to him first.
His mouth was stuffed with cash. Are you really telling me that isn't because he turned you in for the Ballings bank heist?
I didn't kill him. I found him in that sculpture garden at 3 in the morning.
What were you doing there at that hour?
I was going to break in. Look for a record of his address in the office. He stole 10 years off me. And I was that close. So I stuffed his grassing gob full of cash, trying to make myself feel better.
Why go to my aunt's bookshop?
It was books what kept me alive in prison. I needed something to read.
Hi, Beth. Jane?
The paint samples that were taken from the Am I Art graffiti.
I'm still waiting for the results on those. Major backlog at the lab.
Do you send off the whole sample?
No. I always keep some in case I get mislaid at the other end.
Solvent, please.
Do you buy all that someone got to him first stuff she just came out with?
Terry checked her car. No sign of impact, so she didn't ram him off the road. And the gun's a replica, like she said.
Well, we can't charge her for wanting to kill someone, otherwise we'd all be banged up.
Boyle's solicitor got back to me. Vanessa Mills is still in his will.
What was she left?
Matisse, Rothko, and Picasso.
Now that is a motive for murder.
Keith Kane. Matty.
Cat.
I found the vehicle that rammed into Terry. It belongs to Egder Gallery.
Vanessa Mills.
There was a bloodstain in the back, and this was behind the seats. It's Keith Kane's.
Wait there, okay?
Guess you've heard that my gallery was really just Cox's laundry.
Well, we all make mistakes. We're human.
Yeah. But not only was I selling fakes, I've been a fake myself.
The paint samples from Kane's sign, Boyle's body, and Cox's body.
All three look identical to me.
Therefore, they were mixed using the exact same colour components.
Ergo, we need to find Keith Kane.
Which, although he was hopelessly lost, wouldn't prove so difficult.
Wine is splitting.
Keith? I'm Beth Stone. This is my sister, Jane. Come on, let's get you out of the road.
Congratulations. You're about to become extremely rich. Despite divorce proceedings, Finton Boyle kept you in as well. You get a Matisse, a Rothko, and a Picasso.
They're Finton's dogs. He's having a last laugh. I'm allergic.
I see. Well, can you explain why the blood-stained van that rammed my colleague off the road yesterday is registered to your gallery?
No, I can't. But it still has nothing to do with me.
So who else has access to the van?
Keith. But I mean, he'd never. He's probably just forgotten to return the keys.
Bloody Mary?
Bloody hell no. Back to square one. 3 years I've been sober.
How did you hurt your hands?
It's all a bit fuzzy. But I do have this terrible feeling something really awful happened last night.
Like what?
I realise this looks suspicious, but there is an explanation. He's not well. Keith has lived life hard, too hard, and now it is catching up with him. He's becoming forgetful, and worse, his sight is fading fast.
He's going blind?
Yes. Very few people know.
The dark glasses.
Won't be long, bruv. I reckon I ducking killed it.
I couldn't see. There were people in the way.
I need to speak to someone from the admissions department at Pennysmith's. Have you got their number?
Yes. What's the matter?
I really hope I'm wrong.
So, how come you still had hold of the fake Krasner?
Because Cox gave it to me.
Well, why didn't he just take it straight to your gallery in London?
I wondered that. He was going to be there early next week.
And you have no idea who the forger actually is? I wonder if someone here painted it.
I can't see Keith Kane or Yitao faking art. Why risk their reputation?
Well, there is one person here without a reputation to risk.
I just remember what happened. My assistant came to visit me late last night in my room, told me he was quitting. No wonder I hit the bottle. That's a disaster. He does everything for me. I need him.
Does he mix your paints?
I need to tell Matilda.
We need to tell Matilda.
Light's rather beautiful in here. What do you think? You've come to arrest me?
I wish that wasn't true, but yes.
First, I'd like to do a last sketch.
Of what? And you'll answer all my questions?
With searing honesty.
Okay.
I hate to be interrupted when I work. Boyle always said that above all else, a great artist needs focus. Stand in the light, please. What gave me away?
The van. I know Keith Kane's losing his eyesight. He can't see well enough to drive in the dark, so couldn't have moved Robert Cox's body at night. And of course, you had access to the keys.
Trying to get away with murder is a lot like making art. You use whatever materials are available.
And for you, that was Kane, his phone, his credit card. Also, you lied to me about dropping out of Penny Smith's because of the fees. I checked the records.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Vanessa?
Mm-hmm.
Where's Matilda?
I don't know. She was on the phone to Penny Smith's and then she just ran out.
And William Garner, have you seen him?
I think he's up in his studio.
You need to focus, Scarlett. Focus! Focus! Focus!
His relentless bullying drove me out.
Pathetic.
Stripped me of any confidence I had in my talent.
And you hated him for it, for not recognizing your potential.
Actually, no. For years, I believed he was right. That I just wasn't good enough. So I completely stopped creating my own stuff and let Keith pay me peanuts to do most of the actual work on his art, which then sold for a fortune because his name's on it. But hey, that's the art world for you. It's full of fakes and forgeries.
Krasner, you painted it for Cox.
He came to me about a month ago. Offered me a way to make some real money. Guess he'd seen my self-portrait in the Boyle collection and figured I had the chops for it. I saw him in the sculpture garden. He was acting weird. And I suddenly had this need to confront him. I just wanted to ask him why he did it. And then he said this thing to me. My greatest disappointment. Like it was my fault. And I lost it. Completely.
Where's Jane when you need her?
There's a road full of llamas.
Well, strictly speaking, these are alpaca. You're right, they're in the way.
Shoo, 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 shoo! Go away!
What about Robert Cox?
Called me from the plane. Said he was about to be taken into custody. Told me to do something about it or he'd grass me up for forging art the moment he got to the station. Then I realized that he would hold it all over me forever. And he would own me. I couldn't live like that. Not again. I'm done with bullies.
So you hid the body in the van, went to the pub for an alibi, stole Keith Kane's phone to plant and throw us off the scent, and repeated your trick with the Am I Art graffiti.
I figured if Keith looked guilty enough, you'd have to let the rest of us leave. It wasn't personal.
I'm talking to you. Just...
Thanks.
What for?
For letting me draw you.
William Garnett, I'm arresting you for the murders of Finton Boyle and Robert Cox.
Done.
You okay, kid?
So, what's going to happen to Una?
As Cox knew he was buying fakes, she can't be prosecuted for fraud. And without proof she knew he was laundering stolen money, I doubt any charges will be brought against her.
And Yital?
The evidence that she spiked Boyle's drink is circumstantial. She'll just get a slap on the wrist.
Cheers for clearing my name.
You're welcome.
Nicest part of the job.
Keith's going to be staying down here with me for a while, till he gets back on track.
Be like old times.
He's good.
He was.
All that talent. Such a waste.
He's really captured you, Matty.
I think it looks more like Mum.
Yep.
Kat, it's Vanessa Mills.
You all right?
I am.
So, obviously, the gallery opening didn't quite go according to plan.
But our website traffic has soared.
Oh, good.
So I put up some photos of work from the show, and I have a buyer for one of your pieces. Annie Stone. Any relation?
Yeah. Yeah, she is. Yeah, thanks, Vanessa.
You're welcome.
Kat embraced this as a sign she and her estranged daughter might one day reopen their relationship. But Matilda was about to discover a sold sign that would close a promising line of inquiry into her mother's mysterious disappearance, almost as quickly as it had appeared.
Just landed. Wondered when I might see you, and I looked up and there you were. Sorry, are you on a case?
In that moment, Matilda realized she had nothing to lose by calling the estate agents later to find out what had happened to Edith Bryant.
No, just curious.
And perhaps everything to gain by spending time with George.
Come on, let me buy you a drink. I want to hear all about your adventures.
Great.
While unbeknown to Matilda, less than 2 miles, 612 yards away, another man with an interest in our heroine also whiled away the evening with her. That evening, and many evenings to come.